If you're a man stepping into your 60s and beyond, you've probably heard countless health tips: eat more fruit, drink plenty of water, exercise regularly. And it's true, most of us have believed that fruit is the ultimate healthy food, a natural source of nutrition, sweet and heart-friendly. But there's something no one has ever told you. Some fruits, seemingly harmless, can silently sabotage your body as you age. Dr. David, a urology and men's health expert with over 30 years of experience, has devoted his entire career to helping thousands of men just like you. Men who weren't sick, had no major diagnoses, but who gradually felt like they were no longer themselves, no longer strong, no longer interested, no longer emotionally connected with their partners, and they couldn't explain why. For years, they cared for themselves the way they thought was right: healthy eating, especially increasing fruit intake. But they had no idea that after the age of 60, the body enters an entirely different biological phase. And at that point, certain fruits become a double-edged sword, doing more harm than good if not used strategically. According to Dr. David, these fruits aren't fast food, fried dishes, or red meat. They're the familiar fruits sitting right in your kitchen, labeled as clean foods, even praised as heart-healthy or vitamin-rich. But inside your body, they can trigger inflammatory responses, increase estrogen, block blood flow, and silently weaken male hormones. What makes this issue so serious is that most men are never warned. No one teaches us that the same food has different effects at different stages of life. What was beneficial for you at 30 might be undermining your strength at 60. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you don't yet understand what's changing inside you. Dr. David doesn't condemn fruit. He's not saying you should give it up completely. What he emphasizes is this: you need to eat strategically. Understand what suits your body at this stage of life, not what worked 20 years ago. Because after 60, health isn't just about living longer, it's about living stronger, sharper, and more connected to your partner. Remember, weakness doesn't always come from disease. It can come from small daily choices, from what you casually put in your mouth without a second thought. But recovery can also start there, once you understand what's truly affecting you, and decide to make the right change starting today. Pineapple, the sweet betrayer after 60. Imagine starting your morning like many other men, sitting at the breakfast table with a bowl of freshly cut pineapple in front of you. It's sweet, refreshing, tropical scented, and gives you the feeling that you're doing something good for your health. But if you've already passed the age of 60, then this seemingly healthy habit may actually be silently damaging your body every single day. You're not alone. One of Dr. David's longtime patients, Robert, 72 years old, a retired firefighter, once strong and sharp, came to his clinic in a state of quiet despair. He wasn't sick. Nothing alarming showed up in his major health screenings, but he knew, deep down, that he was no longer himself. His energy had plummeted. The confidence in his relationship was fading. His sense of control over life had slowly slipped away. And when Dr. David reviewed his diet, a small but significant detail stood out. Every morning, Robert started his day with a bowl of pineapple. He believed it helped him stay regular, kept his energy stable, and was good for digestion. But what was the truth behind that sweet bite? 1. Fructose, sweet but dangerous. Pineapple contains a very high amount of fructose, a natural sugar that is processed by the liver. At 20 or 30 years old, this isn't a big problem. Your liver works like a well-oiled engine. But after 60, your metabolism slows down, and your liver's ability to process fructose diminishes. The excess sugar isn't burned as energy, it's stored as visceral fat. The danger isn't just in gaining weight or a larger waistline. Visceral fat is especially harmful. It acts like an endocrine gland, affecting hormone production. In older men, this fat begins converting testosterone, the hormone of masculinity, into estrogen, a hormone primarily found in women. The result? Free testosterone levels drop significantly, leading to reduced vitality, drive, libido, and erectile strength. 2. Acidity, the silent inflammatory trigger. That's not all. Pineapple also contains high acidity. While younger bodies may tolerate this, aging tissues, especially the gut lining and blood vessels, become more sensitive to acid irritation, especially when consumed on an empty stomach like most breakfasts. The acid in pineapple can cause mild but persistent inflammation in the vascular lining. This inflammation tightens the blood vessels, reduces flexibility, and hinders circulation, particularly to the areas of the body that need blood flow the most during intimate moments. When blood can't reach the right place at the right time, your natural physiological response weakens, affecting not only your sexual performance but also your confidence as a man. 3. Pineapple, the sweet illusion. Pineapple is loved for its freshness, sweet and sour taste, and its image as a healthy food. But that's exactly where its trap lies. Like a piece of candy labeled organic, it gives you the illusion that you're doing something beneficial while quietly disrupting your hormonal balance and pushing you further away from the man you once were. This seemingly harmless habit, if repeated daily, doesn't just erode your physical strength, it wears down your spirit. You may slowly start to feel like you're no longer a real man, not because of age, but because of the micro-level misalignments repeated every day, beginning with what's on your plate. The solution: a simple but smart swap. Here's the good news: you don't need to give up breakfast altogether. You just need to swap it wisely. Instead of pineapple, try watermelon, a fruit that is not only safer but also naturally supports male sexual health. Watermelon contains citrulline, a special amino acid that helps your body produce nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels, improves circulation, and enhances erectile function, all without medication. That's exactly what Robert did. After just 10 days of swapping pineapple for watermelon, he woke up feeling something he hadn't felt in a long time: the quiet surge of being fully alive again. No pills, no invasive treatments, just a single strategic fruit swap. Final note: not all fruits are right for every stage of life. At 60, you can't eat the way you did at 30. Your body now needs smart, strategic, and informed choices. And pineapple, no matter how tasty or seemingly healthy it may be for others, is no longer your ally. Give your body what it now needs to support hormone balance, enhance blood flow, and restore the powerful masculinity that has always been within you. Every transformation starts with what's on your plate. And sometimes, just one slice of watermelon instead of pineapple can be the first step to reclaiming the energy and vitality you thought were gone for good. Grapes, the natural candy silently undermining male vitality after 60. If you've ever heard someone say, "Grapes are a great healthy snack and good for the heart," you're not alone. For decades, glossy, juicy, and mildly sweet grapes have been associated with smart, health-conscious choices. But there's a truth that most men over 60 have never been told. Grapes, this seemingly harmless fruit, may be quietly harming your sexual health and circulatory system every single day. Dr. David, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience, has seen hundreds of similar cases. Men over 60 feeling tired, unmotivated, and losing the ability to connect intimately in their marriage, with no clear reason why. They don't smoke, don't drink excessively, don't eat fried food. They eat healthy, and grapes are often a daily staple. 1. A story from the clinic. "But I only eat grapes, doctor." Gerald, a retired principal at age 68, is a classic example. He lived with discipline, avoiding artificial sweets, soda, and processed food. But his kitchen always had a bowl of seedless green grapes. He ate them throughout the day, while reading, watching TV, or sitting on the porch in the afternoon. He once smiled and called them his natural candy. But then, Gerald visited Dr. David with a concern shared by many men. He felt like he was slowly losing himself. He didn't feel alive anymore, didn't have the clarity he once had. And more importantly, he felt a cooling distance in his relationship. Not because of fading love, but because his body no longer responded like it used to. When Dr. David analyzed Gerald's eating habits, one alarming pattern emerged. The amount of grapes he consumed daily could cause serious physiological effects no one ever warned him about. 2. The biggest problem: grapes contain rapid absorption sugars. Grapes, especially seedless green varieties, are loaded with glucose and fructose, two fast-absorbing sugars that spike your blood sugar within minutes of consumption. For younger people, this isn't a big deal. But for men over 60, hormone changes, a slower metabolism, and reduced insulin sensitivity make the body far less efficient at handling sugar. Every time you eat grapes, your blood sugar surges and crashes. This not only makes you feel tired and sluggish, but more dangerously, creates a state of chronic inflammation in the body, especially in the blood vessels. And here's what most people don't realize. Chronic inflammation doesn't just cause pain or low energy. It directly targets the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, the very cells responsible for producing nitric oxide, a critical molecule for circulation and erectile function. When the endothelial layer becomes inflamed from repeated blood sugar spikes caused by grapes, it produces less nitric oxide. Blood vessels become sluggish, lose elasticity, and can't open properly. Blood can't reach where it needs to go when it needs to go there. The result? Erections lose firmness, fullness, and even reliability. Many men don't suffer from a diagnosable disease. They simply can't circulate blood effectively anymore. 4. Resveratrol, a double-edged sword. Another reason grapes are controversial: they contain resveratrol, a well-known antioxidant. Many believe resveratrol is great for the heart, and that's partly true, but only in small, occasional doses. The problem? If you eat grapes every day like Gerald or drink grape juice regularly, resveratrol may thin the blood too much, especially dangerous if you're already on blood pressure or blood-thinning medications. The result? Unstable circulation, disrupting blood flow when arousal occurs. Instead of helping your heart, it may backfire, causing issues in your sex life when you least expect it. 5. A simple but effective solution: choose blueberries instead of grapes. Dr. David advised Gerald to make one small but strategic change: replace his daily bowl of grapes with a handful of blueberries. Why blueberries? Lower sugar content, so no insulin spike. Rich in antioxidants which fight inflammation and protect blood vessels. Support natural nitric oxide production. And most importantly, they're very supportive of male hormones after 60. Just 2 weeks later, Gerald returned to the clinic with a bright smile. "I feel sharper, more alert, and my wife noticed too," he laughed. The change didn't come from pills or complicated treatments. It came from one smart choice at the right time for his body. 6. Final thoughts. Rethink the natural candy you eat every day. We've long believed that fruit is always good, that eating grapes daily is a healthy habit. But once you reach your 60s, your body isn't what it used to be. Every biological response changes. And the most important realization is this: you must adjust your familiar choices to match your new physiological needs. Grapes aren't the enemy. But if you've been feeling less sharp, less energetic, lower in desire, or experiencing poor circulation, take a look at the fruit bowl in front of you. The sweetness you've trusted for years might be the very thing quietly erasing the strength, confidence, and vitality you once had. And the good news? It only takes one simple change, from grapes to blueberries, to start reclaiming that power, confidence, and vibrant energy you truly deserve. Bananas, the healthy fruit silently diminishing masculine strength after 60. If you ask an older man what a healthy morning snack is, chances are the answer will be a banana. It's easy to eat, convenient, rich in potassium, and often praised for helping with blood pressure. For years, bananas have been framed in our minds as a symbol of health, especially for the heart and digestion. But once you cross the age of 60, things aren't that simple anymore. Dr. David, a specialist in men's health, has seen hundreds of cases involving a decline in libido, motivation, and hormonal balance, and surprisingly, the humble banana was often one of the hidden culprits. 1. Clarence's story. I don't feel like a man anymore. Clarence, a 70-year-old war veteran, walked into the clinic with tired eyes. His posture was still strong, his handshake still firm, but in his voice, something had changed. Doctor, I don't feel like a man anymore. It wasn't pain, it wasn't illness. Clarence was referring to something deeper, a silent loss of presence, strength, and inner vitality, and he didn't understand why. After a full examination, most of his health indicators were within range. But when they discussed his daily eating habits, one detail stood out. I eat a banana every morning with oatmeal and black coffee. It sounded healthy, didn't it? But to Dr. David, this was a red flag, and he began to explain a truth that most men never hear. 2. Sugar in bananas, insulin spikes, and testosterone drops. Bananas are high in natural sugars, mainly glucose and sucrose, which can trigger sharp insulin spikes. In your 30s or 40s, your body might handle this smoothly. But after 60, insulin sensitivity declines, metabolism slows, and every spike and crash takes a heavier toll. When you eat a banana in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, your blood sugar spikes quickly, giving you a short burst of energy. But then comes the crash, leaving you tired, foggy, and sluggish for the rest of the day. Even worse, repeated insulin spikes negatively impact testosterone. Over time, they lower your free testosterone levels, quietly but surely. 3. Serotonin in bananas, a sedative for masculine drive. Bananas are also known to increase serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation and sleep. For young people dealing with stress, that's great. But for a man over 60 trying to stay motivated, focused, and passionate, serotonin can become a double-edged sword. Why? Because serotonin directly competes with dopamine, the chemical that fuels drive, pleasure, desire, and excitement. When serotonin rises too much, dopamine falls. And when dopamine drops, you lose energy, enthusiasm, and even your natural intimate responses. Clarence was a living example. He no longer felt desire like before. He didn't wake up ready. He didn't feel like himself in his marriage. And part of the reason was that daily banana. 4. Bananas, gut inflammation, and zinc deficiency, a chain reaction. Bananas also contain a substance called lectin, a plant-based protein that can irritate the intestinal lining, especially in older adults. Even mild gut inflammation reduces nutrient absorption, and one of the first nutrients to suffer is zinc. Zinc is essential for testosterone production. Without enough zinc, your body can't maintain healthy testosterone levels. The result? A. Increased emotional sensitivity, B. Decreased stamina, and C. A subtle loss of confidence and masculinity. And it can all begin with a daily banana. 5. The solution. Replace bananas with avocados, a true ally for men over 60. Instead of eliminating everything, Dr. David guided Clarence toward a natural and powerful replacement, the avocado. Why is avocado a superior choice? A. Rich in healthy fats that help regulate hormones. B. Won't spike insulin or disrupt blood sugar. C. Supports testosterone, reduces inflammation, and improves zinc absorption. D. Contains just as much potassium as bananas, but without the sugar. Just 2 weeks later, Clarence returned to the clinic with a brighter expression. He said, "I never thought changing one fruit could make me feel this way. I feel more alert, more energized, and my wife noticed it too." 6. Key takeaway. Not all fruits are right for life after 60. Bananas aren't bad. For younger people or athletes, they're a fast, easily absorbed energy source. But after age 60, when your body enters a different biological phase, bananas can act like an invisible sedative, slowly dulling the man you used to be. Remember,
Your body isn't betraying you. It's asking you to adapt.
Oranges and orange juice, your childhood friend that may be draining your vitality in old age. If you grew up in the US, Europe, or anywhere influenced by Western media, chances are you've believed this at some point. A glass of orange juice in the morning is the perfect way to start a healthy day. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that image. In fact, for decades, orange juice has been promoted by media, textbooks, and even doctors as being rich in vitamin C, good for the heart, and supportive of immunity. But then you hit your 60s. And suddenly, your body doesn't respond like it used to. Your energy dips. Intimacy becomes less reliable. Your emotional clarity starts to fade. And even though you continue to drink orange juice every morning, believing you're doing something good for yourself, the truth is, that familiar glass of orange juice may silently be doing you harm. 1. Don, the man who did everything right and still lost himself. Don, a 74-year-old retired engineer, came to see Dr. David with a confused look on his face. He didn't smoke, rarely drank, exercised regularly, and ate responsibly. "I followed the rules, but I don't feel like myself anymore." When Dr. David asked about his morning routine, Don gave an answer that many would consider typical. "Every morning, I drink a glass of orange juice and eat half an orange, sometimes more." At that moment, Dr. David immediately saw the quiet culprit behind Don's declining vitality, that seemingly harmless glass of orange juice. 2. Oranges, liquid sugar hiding behind a healthy label. Most people assume the sugar in fruit is healthy sugar, but they forget one critical truth. Sugar is still sugar, and once you're over 60, your body responds to it very differently. One glass of pure orange juice, even fresh squeezed, can contain up to 20 to 25 grams of sugar. No fiber, no fat to slow absorption. The result? Your blood sugar spikes, triggering insulin and leading to hormonal imbalance. And when this happens daily over the course of years, your aging body, already less sensitive to insulin, begins to suffer the long-term effects. Silent vascular inflammation. Stiffer, less flexible arteries, reduced blood flow to vital organs like the heart, brain, and penis. 4. High acidity, a hidden enemy to your gut lining. Beyond the high sugar content, oranges have another overlooked characteristic: strong acidity. When you're young, your digestive system can easily handle the acids found in fruits. But after age 60, your gut lining is thinner, more fragile, and more prone to irritation. When you drink orange juice in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, the citric acid can cause low-grade inflammation in your gut lining. This leads to disrupted absorption of nutrients, especially zinc and magnesium, two minerals crucial for testosterone. Widespread inflammation that impacts the endothelial lining of blood vessels, the very area responsible for producing nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels relax and circulate blood effectively. The final result? Blood doesn't flow where and when it needs to, causing a visible decline in physical intimacy, pleasure, and the confidence of aging men. 4. Don's reaction: "But I've been drinking orange juice my whole life." Don could hardly believe it. "Doctor, are you saying orange juice is making me weaker? I've had it since I was a kid." Dr. David didn't criticize Don's habits. He simply offered a quiet insight that changed everything. Not everything that's been with you your whole life is meant to come with you into this stage of it. And that's the truth. Your body at 30 is very different from your body at 60 or 70. What once kept you strong might now be weighing you down biologically unless you adapt. 5. The solution: replace orange juice with pomegranate juice and feel the difference. Instead of orange juice, Dr. David recommended a powerful alternative: 4 ounces, about 120 milliliters, of pure pomegranate juice each day. Why pomegranate? Rich in polyphenols, powerful inflammation fighters. Naturally boosts nitric oxide, supporting healthy blood flow. Clinically proven to improve testosterone and erectile function in older men. Don followed the advice. Within 2 weeks, he reported mental clarity returning. A month later, his wife called Dr. David and laughed. "Doctor, he's back, and this time more alive than ever." 6. Final thoughts. Oranges no longer the loyal companion in your golden years. Oranges aren't evil. Orange juice isn't poison. But if you're a man over 60, you must understand. Your food choices now should be based on your current biology, not nostalgic habits. A morning glass of orange juice may bring comfort, but if it's leaving you tired, impairing intimacy, lowering testosterone, and inflaming your blood vessels, you have the right to ask, am I serving my body or just clinging to a tradition that no longer serves me? You deserve to feel alive, not just physically, but in every intimate moment. Changing doesn't mean giving something up. It means honoring yourself. And sometimes that change begins with one simple choice. Tomorrow morning, I won't drink orange juice. I'll choose pomegranate because I want to return to the man I once was. 14-day action plan. Reclaim your vitality, hormones, and masculine power after 60. After discovering that seemingly healthy fruits like pineapple, grapes, bananas, and oranges might be quietly weakening your vitality, circulation, and male hormones, it's time for a practical plan to take back control. No medications, no extreme diets. Just commit to these 4 simple steps for 14 days and you'll begin to feel that inner spark returning. The same strength that once made you a husband, a father, and a true man. Below is a step-by-step guide to help you begin this journey of restoring your energy, starting right in your kitchen and daily lifestyle. Step 1. Clean out your fridge, detox the first kitchen of your body. The success of any plan starts with removing what no longer serves you. Take 15 minutes after reading this to open your fridge, your fruit basket, and your kitchen shelves. Be honest with yourself. Don't hold on out of guilt or say, "I'll finish it tomorrow." Immediately remove. Pineapple, fresh, canned, or frozen. Grapes, any kind, red, green, seedless. Bananas, even if there's only one left. Oranges and orange juice, boxed or freshly squeezed. Why do this first? Because when these fruits are still around, you'll always find a reason to delay. It's just a little. I'll finish this and start tomorrow. And you already know that tomorrow can stretch into a year. Food choices are health choices. Your fridge should be your ally, not your saboteur. Step 2. Replace with fruits that restore vitality. Now that you've cleared the minefield, it's time to bring in the warriors, fruits that support your body from the inside out. Don't worry, you don't need exotic superfoods. Everything here is easy to find at your local market. Your golden replacement list. Watermelon, replace pineapple. Rich in citrulline, helps your body produce nitric oxide, boosts blood flow. Supports erectile function and heart health. Best eaten in the morning or after a light walk. Blueberries, replace grapes. Low in sugar, high in antioxidants. Reduces vascular inflammation, protects endothelial lining. Helps stabilize blood sugar and prevent insulin imbalance. Avocado, replace bananas. Rich in healthy fats that support testosterone production. Contains potassium without spiking insulin. Keeps you mentally sharp and fuller longer. 100% pure pomegranate juice, replace orange juice. Boosts testosterone, increases nitric oxide, improves blood flow. Take about 100 to 120 ml day, best in the morning. Key reminders. Always choose fresh or homemade juice. Avoid bottled options with added sugars. Best consumed in the morning when your body needs clean energy. Don't overdo it. Fruit is healthy only when consumed at the right time and in the right amount. Step 3. Activate your body. Boost circulation and hormones through lifestyle. Food is your foundation. But if you're eating well and still sitting all day, the benefits will be limited. You need one simple but powerful action. Movement. Daily habits to activate your body. Morning sunlight, 10 minutes per day. Helps your body produce vitamin D, which supports testosterone. Best time between 7 to 8 a.m. Combine with walking or light gardening. Gentle walking, 15 to 30 minutes per day. Boosts circulation, cardiovascular health, and nitric oxide production. No need to go far, just walk steadily and breathe deeply. Stay hydrated, 1.5 to 2 liters per day. Blood circulation depends on proper hydration. Helps flush toxins and reduce inflammation. Add lemon slices or mint leaves for taste and refreshment. Step 4. Commit to 14 days. See and feel the difference. Success doesn't come from doing a lot once. It comes from doing a little consistently every day. And the good news is, many men begin noticing significant improvements after just 7 to 10 days. Deeper sleep, more alert mornings, increased desire, less bloating, easier digestion, feeling more present with your partner. Suggested 14-day plan. Days, what to do. Day 1 to day 3, remove old fruits, buy your replacements. Day 4 to day 6, eat right each morning, start walking, sunbathe daily. Day 7 to day 10, track physical changes, energy, mood, digestion. Day 11 to day 14, reinforce your habits, share results with your partner or a loved one. Final note, this isn't just about fruit, it's about your masculine power. Many men after 60 believe the best days are behind me. But the truth is very different. Your vitality didn't disappear, it's just buried. And you can bring it back with small, consistent changes tailored to this powerful new phase of life. You don't need to run 10 kilometers. You don't need to starve yourself. You just need to rethink, re-choose, and take action that aligns with the man you are today. Start tomorrow morning. Put an avocado on your plate instead of a banana. Pour pomegranate juice instead of orange juice. Place your walking shoes by the door. And take that first step for yourself, because of yourself. Old age is not the end. It's the beginning of a new kind of strength. When you look in the mirror each morning, maybe you notice a few more wrinkles, a little more gray in your hair, or the way your shoulders no longer move as freely as they once did. But let me tell you something, those aren't signs of the end. They are invitations to begin again. Old age is not a decline. It is a transformation. And if you're reading these words, it means that deep down, something inside you still believes that you can still live with strength, still love, still feel connected, and still be whole. You're not weak, you just need a new direction. Here's a truth most people are too afraid to say. Many men, as they enter their 60s or 70s, begin to feel like they're fading away. Not because of illness, but because of a quiet sense that they're no longer present. No longer the man who once led, who once protected, who once loved with passion and pride. You find yourself avoiding your wife's eyes, turning your back in silence when night falls. Not because you don't care, but because your body doesn't respond the way it used to, and you don't know how to change that. And so you grow quiet. You accept it. You convince yourself maybe this is just what aging feels like. But it's not. Age is not the reason you've lost intimacy, desire, or confidence. Age is simply a message, a reminder that it's time to change how you care for your body. You haven't grown weak. Your body simply needs new tools, new methods, and deeper understanding. Real strength doesn't come from age. It comes from the choices you make today. You might feel unsure, maybe even skeptical. Can small changes really make a difference? The truth is, small changes shape everything about your future. Choosing the right fruits, walking each morning, drinking water, spending a few minutes in the early sunlight, pouring a glass of pomegranate juice instead of orange juice. These simple habits, repeated daily, can give rise to a new version of yourself. A man who wakes up with more energy. A man who's more present in conversations with his wife. A man who no longer avoids intimacy but reaches for it with warmth and confidence. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to return to yourself, stronger, clearer, more intentional. It's never too late to start again, as long as you start. Maybe you think, I'm too old to change. But that voice isn't truth, it's fear. I've seen men at 75, even 80, who had completely given up hope, only to return to life just weeks after choosing to care for themselves in the right way. They didn't need pills, they didn't need surgery. They just needed guidance, and they began to act. The difference wasn't their biological age, it was their mindset and decisions. So think about this. Each time you eat the right food, each step you take, each morning you wake up and say, I will care for myself today, you are taking back pieces of the man you thought you had lost. You still deserve intimacy, strength, and pride. One of the most silent losses in older men is not disease, it's the loss of connection. Many men quietly give up on reaching for the woman they love. They don't speak it, but inside there's a sadness with no name. I want you to know this. You still deserve to feel closeness. You can still rekindle an old relationship. You can still hold hands, embrace, touch, and love. Not through medications, but through the energy that awakens from within your body. Tomorrow is not when it begins. Today is. You don't need to wait. You don't need a perfect excuse. Your journey begins today. Not next week, not next season, but in the moment you decide to say, I will treat this body as it deserves to be treated. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be ready. Because age doesn't steal your strength. Only surrender does that. And you, the man reading these final words, you are not someone who surrenders. End powerfully, because this journey is far from over. Your life is not over. It's simply turning the page to a new chapter, one where you can live more deeply, show up more fully, and feel stronger than ever before. Start by stepping outside. Take one deep breath and tell yourself, I am still the man I once was, and now I'm ready to come back.